When most people see a seat cover, they only see the final product. I'm going to show you from start to finish what it takes to make one. We start with clear plastic patterning material to mark every curve, seam, snap, and reference point. Those marks become the blueprint for everything that follows. Now we take the patterns back to the shop where we lay everything out, cut out the patterns, and make sure everything lines up. Now we just double check everything one more time, make sure all the patterns line up, because if there's any changes, they need to be made now. Now we get out the canvas and get the patterns ready to be laid out and transferred to the canvas. Now each one of the patterns is transferred to canvas. You have to lay out and mark, every reference point, every seam. And you can see in here too, I'm also adding seam allowance. I really like using the quilting ruler for this. This is where it's really important that every mark gets transferred to the canvas. Your lineup marks have to match. Once all your patterns are transferred, you have to cut everything out. We use a heat gun here to seal all the edges of this umbrella, that way it doesn't fray. Once all your patterns are cut out, you double check everything, line everything up, make sure your marks are good, because you got to get it ready to sew. Once we're satisfied that everything lines up, you get everything ready to be sewn. Line up your lineup marks, use clips, sometimes staples. Now it's time to start putting everything together. Each piece is sewn in a specific order so the cover fits the way it's designed. This is really where the patterns start turning into an actual cover. After the main seam is sewn, I go back and top stitch it. This helps flatten the seam, it adds strength, it gives it that clean finished look. Before the binding goes on, I sew in a 4-inch double folded canvas reinforcement. This is the backing for the snaps, and it helps spread the load over a larger area instead of putting all the stress in one spot. It's a detail you don't see once the cover's finished, but it helps it hold up over time. One of the last steps at the sewing machine is putting on the binding. The binding really wraps everything up, makes it look good, and protects the edge from everyday wear. The last step is carefully positioning and marking each of the snaps, making sure they go in the right spot. It really is important to make sure that they give it a nice, clean, tight fit. And here's the finished result. What started as some clear plastic and some canvas turns into custom seat covers. It's a process that takes time, but it's what gets you covers that fit properly and are built to last. Thanks for coming along and seeing what goes into the custom covers we make. I really hope you enjoyed the behind the scenes look into the process.